அஞ்சிருக்கேன் பரவாயில்ல.
Massive shot. Boundary after 18 deliveries.
Yeah, that's a massive one there for me. Kind of feel for South Africa. They needed something like that just to break the shackles a bit. Beaver's getting a little bit of length. Dispatching that over long on.
This is the partnership. South Africa need this one to be fruitful. Shots again, it'll just be one. New Zealand will look at it as the one that could break the back of the South Africans. It could be the one could clinch the game. So much going on early in the game. Rachin Ravindra drops one, drops Markram, and then he's bowling when Mitchell comes forward to take that one.
South Africa will welcome this left and right. 2 minutes. Seen the wicket though, hasn't been one that's really come on. We expect David here to have a look before he starts opening up his arms.
So often we'll talk about peaking at the right time, and teams that go all the way through a tournament and win and just keep playing the same. But in big scenarios like this, it's whether you can play the same. Something happens that just jolts the side, and can they shake it off and just keep doing what has been successful prior?
And throw in the mix for the South Africans. It was a fortress for them. Ahmedabad suited them massively. Ball coming on, the bounce, the carry for the pace quartet. Then you move away and all of a sudden there's different challenges around this great country.
Bowling. There's that slower one. Just outside. The Prince of Calcutta. Saurav Ganguly, former captain of India. Nice shot. Fielder out there will keep it to just one. The question also, just throw in the fact that these two sides meet before, and so when New Zealand turn up here, they have to come with a slightly different plan if they feel the one before wasn't the right one.
Just had that little stat. It's 0-5. South Africa so dominant over the Black Caps.
10 off, 67 for 3.
चीजें ना खेल खेल में सीखो। कंटेंट बनाना हो, देना समझना या फिर काम ऑटोमेट करना, सब कुछ सीखो outskill.com पर।
Got there! Oh. Goes for one. Oh. Lots of hard stopping stuff here.
Good effort though from him.
There's a smile on his face. Yeah. shots in this period, which they've dominated through the course of the tournament. Wickets down, but it will take both Brevis and Miller putting some pressure on the New Zealanders for the South Africa to try and wrest of this match. So far, it's kind of a little bit tentative.
Just so different compared to Amrabat. The surface there, playing area, all those things. We keep saying, don't we? You get there as a team in a tournament situation, and you don't have to move. And that's what's been so good for South Africa.
Yeah, I'll say it's the situation. The jeopardy does a whole lot to absolutely everybody. It's gone straight up. Mitchell! They're not going to drop him twice. David Miller gone. Oh, the Black Caps.
Holy schmoly! It is happening here midweek. One of the most iconic grounds going around. The pressure of the situation, as you said, Homi and Bangwa, sudden death semi, and both these sides have got a history of kicking a little bit at this stage. Miller goes for half a dozen, and suddenly South Africa are 77 for 4 here. Experience the best of
Seem to have strategies in place for all the batters, and it has worked a treat. South African batting line has been a formidable one right through the tournament. Now it's up to the depth of this batting line to do the work. Tristan Stubbs walks to the crease. The tournament wasn't needed much with the bat. Recently has spent some time out in the middle. Was there for the win against Zimbabwe. They had in Delhi to keep their 100% record. And now his team in trouble. Very different situation. Much higher stakes. Nesham bowled in the power play. It was only his second over in the power play in the tournament, and the one over that he bowled in the power play went for 18 in the previous game. And today he went for 17. And there he is now after 10 overs.
This is the wicket of David Miller. You'd have to say it's right in the slot for the left-hander. It's the perfect matchup. But he just doesn't get it anywhere near the middle of the bat. Daryl Mitchell, safe as houses at long off. They've put a couple of chances down New Zealand, but they haven't been made to pay.
New Zealand Black Caps have put themselves into a position of strength. It's through great planning and discipline that has worked for them. And the Proteas are in serious trouble now.
Capitulation. You have to say that is in the slot again. Do you go through the field? Do you go over? He did neither. Jimmy Neesham has brought himself back into the game. A serious situation for the South Africans. 77 for 5.
Got the South Africa out of trouble in that game.
Australia, they are now a champion team. England are the new team T20 Kings. It's India who win the T20 World Cup.
Who will etch its name on the trophy? ICC Men's T20 World Cup Final, 8th March, Sunday, 5:30 p.m.
Experience the best of Hollywood.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Let's go. It's time. Did much with the bat through the tournament. Marco Jansen. Desperately needed today. Just twice in the tournament so far. He's having a look at the field. Loves to hit the ball straight, very strong, straight down the ground.
Here's the two previous wickets, David Miller. Hits it nowhere near the middle. The intent was there, the plan was there. And that's just indecision. Not committed to the shot. Carlos Brathwaite said, do you go over, do you go along the carpet? In the end, he just spoons it to Mitchell Santner, the skipper at cover. Started to rebuild nicely. Gives it away. Do everything batting right up South Africa. Bosch at 8. They need his partnership. This is a huge moment in the game.
The level is where you can no longer consolidate for too long. On 5 overs, 6 overs, I think we'll get it to 160 and we'll win the game. No, you need 180, 190, even 200 here to win. It's up to the batters to keep going. And I think if Brevis had that mindset of just keep going, play the game, play the situation. The situation is Nisha's 3 overs to bowl to finish that quarter with McConkey's 1 from the power play. So if you're looking for a bowler or a set of overs to target, this is the over. This is the who and what you target. That's a half volley. Park, we saw them play in a Meadowbank, even against India. So positive, so proactive. Do not take a backward step out because everything is on the line.
Yeah, it's a great call because you can go into the game with as many plans as you want. It's until that pressure really starts to come on and you start to second guess your best option. You start to think, should I do it? What if I get it wrong?
So far, New Zealand is getting everything right. It's 80 for 5.
England stands in the way between India and history.
Watch second semi-final this Thursday at 5:30 p.m.
Some good memories of this ground from 2023. He played a brilliant innings in that semi-final. It was in a losing course. It was a magnificent 100 that he put on. A tough situation now. It's up to Starcy Jansen to get them out of trouble. Stubbs himself at his strike rate through T20s is phenomenal. T20 World Cups, very different story. Striking at just around 111 T20 World Cup matches. So unlike him.
You talk about his overall career compared to T20 World Cups, and there can be something in that. And one of the things is that you play a different opposition each and every game. Think of a bilateral series. You turn up, you might play 3 or 5 games against the same opposition, so you can start plans. You can start to understand what teams are trying to do to you. Turn up to a World Cup.
start doing your planning all over again. Turn up to a different at a time, each game in a
orang ko nyamuk kulit itu potong saya bagi buat. Ada bisu tu kau balik letak sih. Ada. Kela jual.
খেলাটা বন্ধ হয়ে গেল
বন্ধ হবে না
কি
প্লিজ
খেলাটা বন্ধ হবে
There, Janssen looking for runs. It's 84 for 5.
चीजें ना खेल खेल में सीखो कंटेंट बनाना हो डेटा समझना या फिर काम ऑटोमेट करना सब कुछ सीखो outskill.com पर 25+ AI टूल्स के साथ कोडिंग के और वो भी बिल्कुल फ्री तो जीतो ताकते खेलो और जीतो ये सारे इनाम outskill.com पर सीखो AI करियर में बनाओ अपना नाम outskill.com presents जीतो धन धनाधन
Celebrations at this ground not so long ago for India, who booked a place in the semi-final. They, of course, play tomorrow against England. About 8 overs to go. Have we any surprises in the surface tonight?
It's probably been a fraction slower than what everybody thought. It's particular. Just thought that beautiful covering of grass would have kept enough pace in it. Haven't seen a huge amount of spin, but just some hold. A push for 2. Not on Glenn Phillips. And we've seen some variable bounce at times when Lockie Ferguson bowled some cross-seam deliveries. Mitchell there, no, he's pushing it cross-seam. There's been a hell of a lot of spin at this stage, but it seems to have got better and better since the initial couple of overs.
তো গরু কোথা ওটা নিয়ে আন দে তুই তো বসবি ওইটা নিয়ে
Yeah, it did look a little bit drier underneath that covering of grass, so it wasn't nothing I could do with the pitch report, so I didn't need to put my neck out there, but I was wondering if it would be a touch slower, and just wondering how would that affecting stroke play the South Africans who's coming from Ahmedabad, where it was absolutely they batted beautifully on it, not taking anything away from the performances. We need to adjust, and their approach was ultra aggressive. They lose a few wickets, the pitch is a little bit slower than you've been accustomed to over the last couple of games. How much of a backward step do you take? How much consolidation is possible? Sticking true to your processes.
Taking a reverse is Janssen. Spoke about how good he is playing straight down the ground. So it's to take a bit of a risk against Santner. Runs that South Africa will be grateful for. First boundary after 20 balls is 91 for 5.
Slice of luck from Marco Janssen here.
Going and I'm Luca. Never really had much of an acceleration because of the constant wickets that have been falling. Partnership between these two is worth just 14 from 16. Neither have really found the timing just yet. Very few South African batters did. Looked like the Brevis had a measure of the surface, but was then dismissed for 34. Wall of spin continues. Birmingham on the 12th of June. We will have the first game of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. We marked 100 days to go today with a new scoreboard at Edgbaston. England will be taking on Sri Lanka in that opening game. That is his strength. That is where he's so many runs in his career.
It was tossed up from Rachin Ravindra. Just 80 k's per hour. Difference here, footwork. Just a little shimmy down the track. Such long levers, immense power. Get that anywhere near the middle. Most boundaries around the world. Beautiful strike.
Slightly different format for the ICC Women's T20 World Cup this year, in that we have 12 teams competing, the 6 teams in each group. Champions New Zealand are in Group B, and the hosts, England, in Group B as well. Seifert tries his best to get there. Was there a little something on that?
He tried to smother it. Love the effort though. Helmet up. Thought he would have gone under trying to scoop it. But he's alive.
So a late adjustment from Ravindra, and saw him moving away from the stumps and pushed him wider. South Africa have called it. Suddenly not been easy going at a ground they haven't played it. They've been in Delhi and they've been in Ahmedabad. Few instructions. Daryl Mitchell, get down, and he does. It's 101 for 5. And it's time for a drinks break.
The way between India and history.
You have to understand, Will,
Me and Mom used to run around and do some real bad. They got hurt, now they're coming after us.
I wanted to protect you.
Say it.
Love you, Bob.
Me too.
Australia, they are now a champion team. England are the new T20 kings. It's India who win the T20 World Cup.
Who will etch its name on the trophy? ICC Men's T20 World Cup Final, 8th March, Sunday, 5:30 p.m.
22 from 24 deliveries. Sorry, 24 from 22 deliveries. They're out of the blocks, 8 and over. They just haven't been able to find that next gear. Anytime they start to build a partnership, they've lost back-to-back wickets.
Just shows you also, from South Africa's point of view, the importance of this partnership. They're going to have to try and find a way to build back. Carlos, they've also got to find a way to accelerate. When do they do that?
I think it's all systems go now. You talk about how good they are as batters individually. Stubbs, Jansen, Corbin, Bosch to come next. Rabada to left the screen wouldn't want his name to be left out of the all-rounder conversation. But think back to West Indies, they're traveling at 6 for 5, 71 for 6, and 3 for 7. Brings together Jason Holder and Mario Shepherd. And they played like batters, not just swipers. Shepherd ended with a 52 off 37, Holder 49 off 31. On that day, it wasn't enough. But that is a similar effort that these guys need to give South Africa a chance to move on to the big dance.